Well, for our final reconstruction tonight, we move not too far away to Arklow. It's a post office robbery where a substantial amount of cash was stolen, and all in under a minute. Take a look at this.
On the 20th of November of last year, the post office on Arklow's Main Street was held up by a well-prepared and extremely efficient gang of four. Just before 9:30 in the morning, a blue van drove down the main street and stopped outside the post office. After parking directly outside the post office, three men got out the side sliding door. They were dressed in protective white suits with black balaclavas and black gloves. Inside the post office, the raider with the sledgehammer then smashed the security glass at the counter. The two men then vaulted over the counter and filled up a pillowcase with cash. The raid was clearly well planned and took under a minute to execute. After stealing a large amount of money, the gunman held open the door for the other two raiders as they escaped. All three raiders ran back to the side door of the waiting van. The driver indicated to pull out and drove off at normal speed so as not to arouse suspicion. They drove down the main street, turned left onto Bridge Street, and then right onto South Quay. They abandoned the van in the South Green estate, where they threw away the keys. Some members of the gang got into a white van that was parked in the same area. The white van then drove through South Green estate up to Fair Green. They turned left up Abbey Street and over Navy Bridge and out onto the Wexford Road towards Kish. From there they took the new N11 to Gorey. They were seen on CCTV at 3 different locations in Gorey village. Gardaí are appealing to anyone who might have seen the blue Renault Master van used in the raid. The van was stolen on the 10th of November outside an industrial unit on Lyons Road in Newcastle, County Dublin. Did you see the van between the 10th and the 20th of November, the day of the raid? Did you see white protective suits at any stage prior to the raid? The first raider who entered the post office carried a sledgehammer. He's approximately 5'10" with an athletic build and wore white runners. The second raider who entered the post office was around 5'8". He wore black runners and carried a wheel brace and a pillowcase. The third raider carried a handgun and was approximately 5'10", wearing white runners. Finally, the fourth gang member, who was the driver, stayed inside the van. He's described as in his mid-30s, approximately 6 feet tall and over 20 stone. Did you see these men changing out of the suits after the raid? Gardaí would also like to speak to anyone who saw the white van parked up in the South Green estate prior to the raid or driving from Arklow to Gorey after the raid. This was an audacious robbery that was traumatic for staff and customers alike. This gang stole a large amount of cash in under 1 minute and need to be brought to justice.
Frank, you're leading the investigation here. I've seen that report quite a few times now, and I'm still astonished at just how rapid it all was. Let's start now with the blue van.